Deep in the ESPN tape library, the worldwide leader in classic sports launched a series designed to take a new look at old games. They called it Cheap Seats with Ron Parker. Parker, an anchor with attitude, was helped thanklessly by tape librarians Randy and Jason. The show was slated to go all the way. But moments into the first show, tragedy struck. With Ron on the DL, somebody needed to step up, like Gehrig for Pip or Brady for Bledsoe. Sitting 2 and 3 on the hosting depth chart, that someone was Randy and Jason. That is their story. And this is Cheap Seats without Ron Parker.
Hey, and welcome to Cheap Seats, the show that guarantees to put you in contact with at least 2 dead relatives or your money back. No questions asked. But first, we're going to take you out to Rotunda, Florida in 1973 for the first ever Superstars competition. It pitted top athletes from all sports against one another in grueling events like ping pong and bowling. At the time, it was considered groundbreaking sports programming. And today, it looks slightly less athletic than the Real World Road Rules Challenge. Now, here's what you're going to want to pay attention to while watching this gem.
It's what to look for. It's what to look for.
Number 1, Joe Frazier's physical condition. Now, the Superstars was shot only a month after his first fight with a young George Foreman, so he should be in tip-top shape, but somehow he's in tip-bottom shape. Also keep an eye on Johnny Bench's will to win, or lack thereof. You don't get to be a Hall of Fame catcher or the host of a quirky Saturday morning sports show for kids without having a killer instinct and an unwavering competitive spirit. Or do you? All right, so let's head out to beautiful Rotunda, Florida for the show that was, is, and always will be the deadbeat dad to the Battle of the Network Stars. On your mark, get set. Oh. Is it going to be a star? Oh. Lift it. Oh. Swim to the finish line. Oh.
The Superstar.
The show where no one finishes an event.
Rotunda, Florida, south of Sarasota, will be a community of 50,000 people with 7 golf courses one day, they tell us. Right now, it's still in the growing stages, as you can see.
McKay is already making excuses for the place. Seriously, it's beautiful for a correctional facility. Where's McKay? He's in the trees, dude.
What you're going to see here is literally a sports event like none that has ever occurred before.
Second only to Gabe Kaplan battling Abe Vigoda in badminton.
Swimming in lane number 1 from the racing circuits of the world, this is Peter Revson.
Peter Revson? I had no idea that Dave Revson had an older superstar brother. I wonder if he's going to swim against Larry Tirico.
The great skiing champion, Jean-Claude Killy of France.
Clearly enjoying the Florida sun. Somebody get that guy a turtleneck and some peppermint schnapps stat.
Lane 3 here, Bob Seagren.
Where's the silver bullet band? Bet she swims like a rock.
Professional with the International Track Association, and that circuit will be beginning very soon. Rounding out the field, the former heavyweight champion of the world, here is Jolting Joe Frazier.
I believe it's Smokin' Joe Frazier, McKay. It was Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. Whoa, he's up. Frazier, a little anxious. Joe's yellow trunks showing his first true love, swimwear fashion.
Okay. Moving on to the marks, but this is 25 meters, down and back. They will go.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
And Jean-Claude Killy and Bob Seagren are battling for the lead. Revson moving up strong, however, and Joe Frazier is well back. Doesn't look like Joe's going to make it.
What strokes he using there? The please don't let me die on national television stroke.
Who had a fantastically good turn.
Stop the fight. The man's been cut. Somehow the man's been cut.
And you think he's...
Stay down, Joe. Stay down!
The competitive spirit of these men has been one thing we've noticed.
This is quickly becoming the blunda in Rotunda.
I'm absolutely sure you're going to be seeing it in these events.
Somebody throw in the beach
A lot
towel.
of money at stake. There's the winner, though, Peter Revson.
Okay, Peter Revson won the overall swimming competition, and we're going to jump to golf next. But before we do, you need to know that because our show's only a half an hour, there's a lot of stuff we had to cut. So here's what got nixed. All-star Johnny Bench had the early lead in the second heat of swimming, and being a pro athlete, he endured until... Oh, Bench, what happened, dude? That's terrible. That's like hitting a home run, rounding third, and then just running right into the dugout. Dude, come on. Bench also got off to a slow start in the bike race, but he'll finish the race, right? Oh, no! I hate this bike. I hate this stupid bike. Damn, are they booing him? Where's your baseball bunch now, Bench? Well, maybe Johnny will do a little better in the golf. Yeah, And maybe Frazier will open up a swimming clinic for youth at risk. Hey, you leave Jumpin' Joe Flash alone, okay?
Rotunda.
Aerial shot courtesy of M. Night Shyamalan.
And when it's done, there will be a golf course for every day in the week.
They named their golf courses after the days of the week? That could get confusing. Yeah, but it kind of reminds me of an old comedy bit.
Hey, Rand, you know, they got a lot of crazy names for these golf courses these days. Weird names, funny names. Like what? Like down in Rotunda, Florida, they got 7 new golf courses.
What's the name of the first one?
I'll tell you. Sunday.
But I'm asking you today.
And I'm telling you, it's Sunday.
But I'm asking you today.
Sunday.
The name of the course.
Sunday.
The name.
Sunday.
Of the course.
I'm telling you Sunday.
I'm asking you today.
And I'm telling you Sunday.
All right, what's the name of the second course? You gonna tell me that?
Sure. Monday.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. You're gonna tell me the name of the third course on Tuesday.
Nope, today.
So the name of the third course is today.
Nope, Tuesday.
So I had it right.
No, you had it wrong. I'm telling you, today.
Tuesday.
Today.
Tuesday.
Today.
Tuesday.
Today.
You know what? You.
Hey, that's the name of our driving range.
But all the way, it was Johnny Bench against...
$10 says he quits before his final putt.
Sometimes erratic. Was off the green here.
No putts, no chips, no errors.
And darn if he didn't chip
Nice
in
camera work. Yeah, we didn't need to see that one go in. That's my little quitter.
We come to the final frame. It looks like...
Who is this guy, the Superstars train conductor?
I'm just going to try to keep it in play and try to get 4 here. If not, try not to make worse than 5.
Johnny Bench is chasing.
And what's your strategy going to be, Johnny? What do I got, 2 holes left? Well, you know, I plan on quitting on the next hole, so, you know.
Catcher say to the pitcher. Here's what he did, lofting one over those scrub pines, right up to the green, but he is 4 there, and at this point, Bench lay 1 with an easy pitch to the green.
Easy for a non-choker.
That shot is shank. You may have done it yourself.
Give up, dude, give up.
So, that cost Johnny Bench 2 just when it looked like he could win the golf competition. Stefanich, as you'll see, 3-putted to a round of 41, but he was still the winner.
Well, you might not know it from watching the Superstars, but Johnny Bench was a 14-time All-Star and rated by the Sporting News as the greatest catcher ever. Even still, he owes a huge thank you to Java Joe Frazier. Why? Because if it wasn't for Average Joe, this whole outing would be really embarrassing for Bench. Joe's near-death drowning took some of the heat off of Bench's weak performance. So that would make Frazier the decoy squad to Bench's strike team. Nice Shield reference. Thank you. More cheap seats right after this. So would that make Rod Laver Shane? No, Dutch. Who's Claudette? Hey, welcome back to Cheap Seats. Now, in watching this episode of The Superstars, you can't help but notice how old Johnny Unitas looks. This once great gridiron hero looks less superstar-y and more weathered great uncle-y. Hey, give the guy a break, Ren. He was so not the oldest person ever to be in The Superstars. I mean, who can forget 1977 when Kyle Rote Jr. nearly had his ass handed to him in the obstacle course by this guy? All right, let's check in and see how the old man is doing in the quintessential old man sport, bowling.
Okay, Unitas.
Look out. Whoa, whoa. Looks like Grandpa picked the wrong day to quit drinking Robitussin. Along with the shoes, Unitas also rented his hair.
Okay, Johnny Unitas. Going after Bench. Bench at 131.
Rotunda's famous one-lane bowling alley. You know, they plan on building 11 more lanes, one for each month of the year. They call this one April.
Can't win. They're trying to get those points. He could get 120.
McFly, why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Could finish second, which would give him 7 points. And Johnny, with no points so far in the overall competition, really
Unitas looks like an old Crispin Glover, except weirder. Could he have thrown it any slower? Yeah, even the pins are lethargic.
This is only the second sport that Elvin has participated in.
I think it's really cool that Elvin Hayes did the Superstars only days after he had his nose job operation. And for the record, Randy, it was because of a deviated septum.
Basketball pursuing
Can
baseball.
someone please get the man some bowling shoes, for Christ's sake?
He hasn't done it.
By the way, stay tuned for the Superstars checkers competition to be held on Elvin's pants.
Johnny Unitas. So it's going to be
You making fun of my nose? You making fun of my nose? Yeah, that's what I thought.
getting 7.
So, there you have it. The man with fake hair defeats the man with a fake nose in the fake sport of bowling. All right, let's move on to a sport that's more mental than anything else.
The young lady who just glanced up with her hands folded is the wife of Bob Seagren, Cam.
Wouldn't it be sweet if the woman behind her were Seagren's mistress, carefully plotting Mrs. Seagren's accidental death? He looks like he's got a hernia and he hasn't even lifted anything yet. That's a bad sign.
And it's over. And there's a happy camming, Seagren.
Keep smiling, honey. You'll be dead by Friday. Should I be ashamed right now? Because I am.
Did he do it or not?
And did he just bow for that? The former heavyweight champion of the world just lost a weightlifting competition to a pole vaulter and then grandstanded. That's like Jordan losing a game of horse to Vijay Singh and then taking off his shirt and throwing it in the bleachers. Your days are numbered, Missy. You know, Joe Frazier's performance thus far makes the title superstars seem a bit ironic. Yeah, but I think we need to cut Sloppy Joe some slack here. I mean, the guy's a boxer, not a swimmer or a weightlifter. Even though swimming and lifting were staples in the Rocky III Apollo Creed training montage. True, but just a month before this Superstars event, Joe was in the ring fighting George Foreman. Well, that's got to take a lot out of you. What'd the fight go, 14, 15 rounds? Why don't we take a look at some highlights and find out? It's our cheap shot of the week, and we'll pick it up in the first round.
Foreman having a very good
Oh, whoops. Joe, why don't you take a seat right there? Body blow. Body blow. Knock him out. Glass Joe. Whoop. Hop, skip, and a punch to the back of the head, and he's down. I love that no one's even considering stopping this fight. The ref must have the over at 3 rounds. Foreman's running out of gas. He better end this thing quickly or risk a split decision. He thinks he's already in Rotunda, Florida.
The fight is over.
The fight's over? Why?
George Foreman.
Don't sweat it, Joe. We got you booked on the Superstars next month. You can swim, right? Do you care that the Superstars was created by former Olympic skating champion and TV broadcaster Dick Butt? Do you care that when the Superstars premiered in 1973, it crushed the NBA in ratings? Do you care that the Superstars remained a huge hit through the 80s until the leagues prohibited their athletes from competing? And that today the show only includes Olympians and football players? No wonder Edwin Moses can no longer look at Jason Sehorn without wanting to rip his head off. All right, let's check in with McKay and shoeless Joe Frazier.
Joe, it's been a while now since the recent unpleasantness, we might call it.
Hey, he treated that thing with a salve and some Tiger Bomb, and it never came back, so drop it.
So I go back to the gym, and I'll be starting to work out. And
hoping I can lift 160 pounds someday over my head.
I don't really know what they're going to do, whatever, you know.
Please don't fight anymore, or else I'm going to throw in the towel.
What step we take from here?
Enjoy your money. Just stop, for the love of God. Stop.
I'm going to be doing my best.
Ready. In lane 2 in the yellow shorts will be...
Is Rod Laver running in his golf outfit? Give him a break, Jay. His luggage got lost. That's all they had at the airport Marriott gift shop.
Very much a contender also. Lane 4, Joe Frazier, who's been having his problems in some sports.
Like boxing.
And in lane 5, big, tall, long Elvin Hayes of the...
Do you really need that many adjectives to describe a basketball player?
100 yards on this...
They're holding this event at an abandoned junior high school.
Fast.
Well, it's hard. That's what.
It's hard to tell where the track ends and the parking lot begins.
Without any cleats, so we don't look for any road.
It's a dash. How much instruction do you need?
Football shoes and everything. He has.
Would the owner of a black Dodge Dart please move your car? You're ruining the shot.
Starter giving the instructions.
Go to your mark.
He's not going to waste any time. It looks like getting them out of there.
Shark, shark. Frazier looks like a thumb next to Elvin Hayes. I don't oppose that.
Okay, it's a good start. Joe Frazier is lagging.
If I were Frazier, I'd just make a right turn and keep right on running. Home.
Keeley is beginning to fade. It's going to be Elvin Hayes, Jean-Claude Keeley, and I think Rod Laver.
Had he not gone all Jennifer Grey on us, Elvin Hayes would have won by more of a nose. Hey, nobody puts Elvin in a corner. When the town of Rotunda, Florida found out they'd be hosting the 1973 Superstars, they immediately sunk $300 into refurbishing the old abandoned track for the 100-yard dash, and they prayed for good weather. But temperatures dipped near the freezing point, and Rotunda was left to wallow in the negative impression it left on those who watched the event on TV. In the years that followed, Rotunda tried to make a comeback, but failed. But things are beginning to turn around for this little tired, sleepy bedroom community. Take a look.
Rotunda, Florida was a developing community of 300 dreamers who had high hopes of golf courses and sports legends. But their dreams of holes in one quickly turned to ones with holes.
We were ecstatic. I mean, the Superstars? We were just getting off the ground, and this was the next thing that Rotunda needed to get to the next level of planned communities. I mean, I was even sitting in the third row of the medal ceremony. I still have the visor, because you got to remember the bad times before you get to the good. And we've had a lot of bad times.
The Superstars had a 5-year contract, but the bad weather in 1973 left a lasting impression.
It really is cold and blustery.
With ratings declining sharply each year, the Superstars finally moved to the Bahamas in 1978.
The ATM crashed in town. I was wondering if you can lend me $20.
Then in the early 90s, Rotunda was offered the chance to either be the hub of something called the Information Superhighway or build the official O.J. Simpson Museum.
The Information Superhighway? Come on. That sounds fake, doesn't it? I mean, am I crazy? So, you know, we went with the museum, and we were scheduled to break ground on June 12th, 1994, and, well, you know.
Superstars also affected the city on a personal level.
I was 18 when the Superstars came here. I fell in love with one of the contestants. He was handsome, he was dashing. I'm not going to name names. Like everything else, he left Rotunda. He forgot a few things, though. I guess Superstars doesn't mean super D-A-D-S.
Mom, we know how to spell. We're 30.
Kids.
I work at Citibank.
Tourism traffic.
But just like Elvin Hayes in the paint, Rotunda is on the rebound.
I'm sorry.
We've got a lot of opportunity coming down the pike. You know, we're being considered for the 2016 Summer Olympics, and we're also in the running for the next Green Party convention. I just got an email about that from my friend. Also, I heard that the supermarket in town just got a Starbucks. And I put $45,000 of my own money into a new ad campaign to attract tourism. And really, when you think about it, Rotunda is Rofunda. And people should know that. Still having Rofunda.
Interesting story about superstar Rod Gilbert. While playing junior hockey in Guelph, Ontario, Gilbert had the unfortunate luck to skate over an ice cream wrapper that was thrown on the ice. At full speed, Gilbert tumbled across the ice and slammed into the boards, breaking his back. Gilbert's recovery from tricky spinal surgery took months. So the moral of the story is...
Don't play hockey.
No.
Don't eat ice cream?
No.
Don't serve ice cream at a hockey game.
Exactly. All right, let's head back out to the Rotunda for more superstar action.
Table tennis took the...
What's the only thing more boring than ping pong? Slow motion ping pong. No, Ran, that's actual speed.
$300 to the athlete. In addition, someone will win a $25,000 first prize at the end with...
Good thing they slowed this down. The human eye cannot follow Unitas at regular speed.
Jean-Claude Keeling did very well, but the winner was almost preordained here. It had to be Rod Laver.
Wait, did McKay just announce the winner? Then why are we watching this match?
17 lead, but now it's 20-18.
How did this event get into the Superstars? Okay, anything I can play in my basement with my fat uncle after Thanksgiving dinner is not a sport. Yeah, what's next? Pachinko?
Very important to Bench, who is in Heavy competition for the...
Wait. We might get another chance to see Bench choke. It's all starting to make sense now.
He missed again, losing his 4th point in a row.
And a little bit more of his dignity.
Was within 1 point of first-round defeat. If he lost this, it meant he would only get 1 point.
Bench has got to pull this one out. I mean, he can't lose here. Jay, this is Bench we're talking about. He has more words for choke than the Eskimos have for snow.
And so he did.
But we knew he was going to lose because they just showed us he only got 1 point. Yeah, but it's always fun to watch Bench blow it in the end.
This big money competition.
Okay, this is it. We've shown you all the dramatic highlights from Superstar 73. Now it's time to crown the greatest athlete in the whole world in 1973. Yeah, but it's still the whole world, according to ABC Sports. Yeah, but they're the greatest athletes in their respective sports who were available to participate in this competition. You're right, this whole thing is pathetic. Yeah, it is pathetic, and I just wanted to hear you say it. All right, let's get to the medal ceremony. All right, Rand, who's that? Don't know. It says Seagren right there. Yeah, still no clue.
Just as he might well have done at Munich last summer if that pole business hadn't come up.
You leave Poland out of this, McKay.
Congratulations, you have beaten some of the finest professional athletes in the world.
And Joe Frazier.
Your first shot at winning prize money.
Well, I still don't believe it. It's really...
Neither do we.
I'm so grateful.
Okay, he's boring. Fast forward.
Well, by the next night, Bob Seagren was...
Blew all of his money on Spectravision and popsicles.
Jean-Claude Keeley was back in ski country at Burlington, Vermont.
He's a fish fan?
Peter was packing for the Grand Prix of South Africa. Rod Laver was visiting his in-laws in Tampa.
What? Freeze it. He couldn't have lied and said that he was running a tennis camp at Busch Gardens?
Johnny Bench was taping his own TV show in
with
Florida.
A giant fake chicken and Tommy Lasorda dressed up as a wizard.
For the Bullets. Jim Stefanich
went on to become Beetlejuice.
Joe Frazier was on his South Carolina plantation.
Trying to forget he'd ever entered into this whole competition.
Considering his future.
It's clear after watching this that trying to determine who is the best athlete in the world is a great idea for a show. In theory. But not when you use subpar athletes or great ones past their prime. All right, let's give out some of our own subpar awards. It's Cheapy time. Okay, Cheapy for Best Knockout goes to Seagren's wife. I'm going to go with the more obvious choice in my mind, the mistress. She's hungrier, Jay, and that's got to come for something. And the Cheapy for the weakest bench, I got to give mine to Johnny for standing up in the pool. Do you see yellow right there? And I got to give mine to this. It's not a bench. It was still weak as hell. It's a military press. Still weak. Well, that's it for our show. If we taught you anything today, it's that quitters never win, but Hall of Famers sometimes quit. For everyone here at Cheap Seats, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. After the taping, Randy contemplated the show's future on his plantation in Brooklyn. Jason went down to Tampa to visit Rod Laver's in-laws. Kathy, as a joke, retook the SATs and got a 1600. Jim gave birth to a 7-pound, 2-ounce Boston Terrier. And no one heard from Frank ever again.